I've been asking, and I really don't know the answer. If you have a,
I can't wait.
If you have a man who identifies as a woman, crosses over, gets, the transitions over to being a woman, right? You're out in the world, feeling this kind of way, and you bump into said woman, and maybe you, as a guy, you see, oh, it's a big, in your mind, you're like, oh, it's a dude, and that's how you're thinking, right? You never met this person. Hello. Oh, snap. What's happening, man? Say something like that. He's like, oh man, I'm a female. Oh, snap. My bad. Whatever. But like, say like that person doesn't take it well, starts getting amped. Maybe the drugs aren't kicking in. I have no idea, but like testosterone starts coming in and people start getting upset.
There's a 5 o'clock shadow and an Adam's apple.
I'm just saying, I don't know, right? But say that individual bucks up on you. Now, everything in your soul tells you this is a grown-ass man. If that person puts hands on you, do those same rules apply? In terms of you hitting a female, do you let this woman beat the shit out of you with that type of brute force that comes from a man, or do you defend yourself the way a guy would defend himself against, another man?
Look, a few years ago, I ended up in a pretty critical condition because I did not fight back when a dude, to be clear, who was a dude who identified as a dude, put hands on me. I was concerned about, my career, at the time, and what it looked like if I hit back, right? If I took a swing at this dude, what was going to happen, right? So I was super concerned about that. And for that reason and that reason alone, I defended myself in the form of backing up. I kind of put my hands in front of my face a little bit to stop, the blows from coming. But I should have physically defended myself a little bit more. I should have been more aggressive. And instead of being defensive, I should have been offensive, because maybe it would have stopped sooner and maybe I would have ended up in the ICU for 5 nights. Right. So as far as that goes, I'm going to go back on what I said earlier, go back to what I said earlier, not go back to what I said earlier. If somebody puts hands on me, I don't care if it's a woman, a dude that identifies as a woman, a post-op, a pre-op, fucking whatever. If you put hands on me, I will never again not defend myself. And when it comes out, I'm going to look at the witnesses and I'm going to hope that people are being honest and go, yep, this, person B, put hands on me, person A, and he started by defending himself. And then it seemed like he got to a point where he needed to end it. Right. So, and I think there's a point, right? My dad raised me, he goes, don't ever start a fight, but you make sure you end it. Make sure you end it. Right. So now, that being said, if you're there, I'm just going to tap you in. So I just got bitch slapped by a post-op. What are you going to do about it? This, granted, like I hope to never be in, I don't get into this types of battles. Like I just don't have the patience, the time, but things have happened and I've had to go there with folks, but the times that a female, born female has gotten in my face, I have never gotten to that point. Now, granted, I'll probably wrap you up and squeeze the shit out of you before you, and basically take the fight out of you, or I'll, sit on you. I've had to do that, I'm just like, yo, are you done? Are you finished? And then they're kind of like burnt out. But for me to get to the point where I'm like slapping around, like for me, I'm like, granted, that's just me. That's just me. I'm not gonna sit there and talk for anybody else out there because everybody has their own style, how they handle business. And like I said, once again, I'm not saying that's wrong, but like the reaction to me is a normal reaction. I don't think it's right. I think I think that people, the way that, like I said, the way I'm raising my daughter, if you put your hands on someone, expect to get touched back. I think people have this, it should not be allowed where a woman feels that she can just hit
on someone and it's okay. Why that's not being taught the same way a man is taught, do not ever put your hands on a woman. She shouldn't be putting her hands on him. Simple as that. Keep your hands to your damn self, everybody.
I agree.
Then you don't have to worry about this situation. Now, granted, I don't know the story behind all this other stuff, but usually you just see the guy hit the woman. But nobody, maybe, just maybe, like you said, you saw the video, his wife hit him first. So,
but she also,
why does the guy have to be so disciplined and have to restrain himself in that way, but she can just offload?
I'll say this, and again, we could go rounds and rounds on this, and maybe 100%. We will continue. So let's go back to keeping it in the UFC boxing, right? There's weight classes for a reason, right? You don't put a 220-pound man, right, like me or you, up against a 120-pound featherweight. You know what I mean? 140-pound featherweight, because that 140-pound featherweight, as good as they may be, they may be faster, but they catch one blow from you or I, and they're done. Night. Yeah. That's it. The game's over, right? So I think perhaps, if I'm looking at it from that vantage point, he should have shown restraint, because it's not like she was waylaying on him. She smacked him in the face one time. He could have walked away. He could have backed up. Now, has she grabbed a Magnum bottle of Ace of Spades champagne and come at him with that? Maybe wrap her up, get her to stop, call security. I don't know. But to go back to your point, half an hour ago, he is a man in the public eye constantly. Mm-hmm. He has to show restraint. And I guarantee Ray Rice, as unfortunate as it is that he lost his career, I have no idea how much larger of a man he was than his wife. But if he's a running back in the NFL, he's a big fucking dude. Yeah.
That guy was a monster. He was a great running back. He's a big dude. Dana White's not some little guy either. I'm sure he fought. He's a big dude too. It's a delicate topic because people talk about how things are fair and not fair. This is one of the things that this is in this situation. It's in favor of women, which no doubt it should be, but it's not. It's very gray in that situation, where if I'm being poked. Like my sister always says, because I remember I watched the whole Ray Rice thing with my sister. She's like, you know what? She shouldn't have poked the bear. Like this is understood. Like with a lot of people understand. Like you don't do that. And females, women know this. But sometimes they like to poke the bear, and then you get these situations where they poke. They kind of tested that fence. They're like, oh snap! Like that was not the reaction I thought I was gonna get, or maybe it was. I don't know, but. They kind of like know that they could push somebody to that extent, which sucks because once again, like who has that type of monk discipline